Every programmer knows at least one person who writes code as if they bang their head on the keyboard, making the code completely unreadable. If not, then probably you're that person. While it is not one of the most important things while building large projects, having clean and readable code is, in my opinion, a small task that can help you and any other project collaborator to better understand what the heck is going on and save you some time in the future trying to decipher random hieroglyphs. Luckily, there are a few things you can do on your projects to help you and your peers feel proud of the code you share with each other. The first thing you can do is actually install a plugin in your VS Code called Prettier. To do so, simply go to the VS Code Code Extensions Marketplace, type in Prettier, and click on the Install button. Now to actually format the code, just go to your code file of choice, right-click somewhere in the code and choose Format Document With. This will open a new window with all your code formatters. Go ahead and click Prettier, and your code will automatically appear formatted. To save time, you can actually go to VS Code Settings, and by typing Formatter, you get the default formatter options. Go ahead and change it to Prettier, and now in your code you can actually format it by pressing the Option Shift F on macOS. You can also format every time you save the document by going again into the VS Code settings and check the option Format on Save. Another cool thing you can do is check some of the settings for Prettier itself by typing Prettier in the settings. You can, for example, change the maximum printable width of the code by changing the print width setting. This will ident your code in a way that it does not surpass the print width you define. You can even change the tab width of the indentation and many more cool features. Now you can format the code in the way you see fit, but what about others? Let's say you have tab width of 4 and another person has of 8. Every time one of you formats and pushes the changes to Git, there will always be redundant changes that don't actually represent specifications, but rather just a formatting incompatibility. We can fix this by creating a .prettier.rc file in the project's parent directory. Inside this new file, you can define the settings you want Prettier to have when working on this project in the form of a JSON object. This way, everyone who has Prettier and is working on the project will have the file settings taking priority over the personal settings in VS Code. This will ensure that the code visually stays the same for everyone every time it is formatted. But we still have one problem. What if the user does not have the plugin installed? Well, we could force the developer to install it and just call it a day. But there is a better way. You can actually install Prettier as a development package inside the project. Now you can simply run the Prettier command and this will format all the files for you. But maybe there are a few files that you don't want Prettier to format. In this case, you can create a .prettier ignore file and define the folders and files you want Prettier to ignore. Now you have everything set up for your project, but you still have that one special programmer who for some reason doesn't format the code before committing it to Git. You can actually force the user to run Prettier every time they commit the code by creating a git pre-commit hook. To do this, navigate to the hooks folder in the .git directory of your project, and inside there will be a file called precommit.sample. Simply copy the command you want to run before committing, save it, and remove the .sample from the name of the file. Now, every time a developer runs a git commit, the command you specified inside the file will run first before actually committing the files. Congratulations, you now have a project with the top-notch, visually attractive code that will make your life and the lives of your peers easier. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if so, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!